Ugh. Hello, Hippocat. Well, so Discord cannot handle Doom again, so Hippocat's gonna be watching the stream, which is kind of weird, but whatever. And I'm pretty sure he's not actually gonna be watching this, but you know, at least, you know, sitting in the comments and whatnot. In the meantime, we are playing whatever this is, Insanity, E4M5. Considering the time limit, because Hippocat is this blood damaging? No, everything else is damaging, okay. Considering Hippocat, you have to leave. I am mildly wondering between myself, okay, no, it might be damaging after all, if I'll be able to finish this WOD today as I wanted to, but we'll see. I'll make an attempt.
Well, just keep playing it after I'm gone.
Fair enough, yeah, that is always an option. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is too chaotic for me to handle. Too much shit everywhere. Okay, there's a portal, there's another suit. I guess I might as well take the suit and then take the portal. Let's see. Ah, well, the suit won't be needed here, but whatever. Oh no! Oh, well. I guess there's nothing you can do if you get dropped into a basement of barrels. Okay, suit first and foremost. I guess I might... What? Okay, well, that's an accidental button press. I might as well try to actually kill everything in here, I suppose. I've got the ammo. I've got the patience. Spectres fucking suck, I hate them. There goes my ammo. Luckily still got the patience. Hello, Hosmati. Yes, he is. Well, I mean, he just said hey, so obviously, but he has a delay on the video, and so if you want him to know some context immediately, you know, for some sort of really topical, really quick comment, you'll have to wait for him to catch up. Then again, now he is just equal with every other viewer, honestly. Previously he was privileged. He was Discord privileged. Oh
yes,
no.
I'm very much privileged for hearing my own fucking voice. Half a second delay.
Don't
What
even pretend
privilege.
you don't like to hear your own voice.
You should
Shit.
try it sometime and you will understand.
I will.
Also, hello Naomi.
Well, morning. Well, I mean, morning somewhere, I guess. Shit. So this. Okay, no, this is horrible. Let's try to maybe take care of the specters first or something. No, wow, they just murder your ass. Okay, no, doesn't work. But yeah, hello Naomi, hello. Okay, now... I don't like anything about this, I'll be honest. Insanity is a good name for this. How about if I just make... and hit some of these specters? Come on, shoot. Okay, now I can maybe take care of like 2 of them. Okay, I think this is the best beginning I've had in this map. The other Baron though. How did they all even get out here? Where is he? What the fuck? And obviously as soon as I get distracted by those assholes, the Baron comes out. Sometimes it feels like these guys are coordinating. Maybe there is some truth to Doom 4 descriptions about how they all obey some sort of hell hive mind and shit. Okay, so now I've got some time to relax. I'm gonna overwrite this crap. And collect some of the stuff that's out here free for collecting. I don't know if I should go towards that horrible ambush. I do have full plasma, I've saved that up. Might be able to deal quickly with the assholes. Also, these. Okay, let me... Ooh, what's this? That looks like a secret actually over there. The slightly lit up, differently textured side of the pillar. Call me crazy, but it might be something interesting. Also give me a sec to deal with this shit and I'll read the chat, because I might have said something there, something long.
Scrambled eggs are cool.
I hate the very
approve.
idea. I don't approve. You'll have to choose between the two of us. Okay, I think there's, despite this obviously being some type of secret, nothing is actually happening. Okay, whatever. Dealt with those dudes. Oh, the Lost Souls apparently, I guess I woke them up somewhere somehow. They've spread themselves around, looks like. Ah, no, this place fucking sucks. Go away. Fucking barrel. He moved. What an asshole. He moved the barrel just slightly with one of his freaking bullet droplets. What they're called? Pellets. There we go. That's the term. Just enough to block
Wow,
the
that
lift.
was a nice meme.
Which about the barrel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to remember now that you have the delay. Holy shit, but this is a perspective to see how other people actually... Was it there, or was it on Twitch? One of these had like the no delay option. I think Twitch had the...
Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch had the option for a streamer, I guess.
And no delay, you still have delay.
Well, slight. Okay.
Hey, champs.
Go the fuck away. Okay. Done with that. Not a lot of health. Hello, champion. Okay. See, I also sympathize. What the fuck? I sympathize with the inability to talk while you hear yourself. I don't know if I'm fine hearing my own voice, but you know, some people love it. And yeah, okay, little skull trigger. I got that, Naomi. I already commented on its skull. Probably not. Okay, I'm gonna pretend this is a teleport. It's not even a teleport for the first time in this WOD. The freaking art is not teleportation. Fuck you! Also, Naomi, I think it's time we had an intervention. What do you think you're accomplishing by just coming to tell me what you ate and then leaving immediately? I'm very curious. Don't feel pressure to answer, but still, you know. Okay, this is a weirdly bent door. I guess it works as far as insanity goes. And we accomplished actually nothing by diving down there where the rocket launcher was. Maybe that was for the rocket launcher. I don't feel like going in here. There's damaging floors. And no more... Oh boy. Fuck all that. Well, champion, if Naomi wants to make me hungry, she has to choose things that aren't disgusting to talk about. Or things that I know, because like, there's what, like Cheerios and shit, or Cheerios. I don't even know what they taste like. I've never had any of that type of thing. Well, I mean, if it's like a cereal, I've had cereal, but I don't have any idea what those are like. And scrambled eggs, I completely dislike the very idea of... I only eat eggs like super cooked. We've talked about this before, weirdly enough. I don't remember.
Well, I
if it
just
was...
googled Cheerios, and that does look like a cereal.
Well, I mean,
in terms of like, you know, little like Taurus
donut
shapes.
Yeah, little donut think, well, that's Cheerios, but I think she writes Cheerios as in like a cherry type thing. Yeah, I don't know, maybe that has been a typo every time. But yeah, I don't remember. Last time when we talked about cooking eggs, I wonder if that was prompted. It was probably not prompted by Naomi, but I don't remember what brought it up last time. When I mentioned, you know, cooking eggs for like an hour. Oh shit, there's another Kako demon there. Also, I want to get some of my chest right now. Hippocat, are you familiar with a certain YouTube channel by the name of Crow Big Cat who makes like E3 compilation cringe stuff and just...
YouTube recommended me that shit, but I didn't watch it.
So some
Should
of
I?
his... Well, his videos are fascinating. He barely ever does anything, but when he does, I think my relationship with him started with his Mass Effect Andromeda video, which is hilarious. But it's mostly just like, you know, cuts of the worst and stupidest things arranged and edited and amusing ways. And so I watched the E3 2019 recut, supercut, whatever it's called. And boy, apart from Nintendo, id Software, and I don't know, maybe a couple others. Hello, Real War.
Hello.
I kind of want the game industry to die. For the most part, and for like smaller companies to re-emerge where you don't have all the like management and marketing and it's just like a couple people who are actually passionate about what they're making. Making stuff that... What?
Indies.
Well, I mean, yeah, as I said, I wanted that to like completely re-emerge and completely replace the AAA. A and AA forever.
Well, re-emerge is not really...
Well, right now Indies
here.
is kind of like its own domain, not like the games of old when, you know, they had companies. It was stuff like the early 90s games were very differently made still than from today's indies, because today everyone just wants to be as original as possible. And I feel like back in the day people weren't just completely, what's the word, like I forget what the word is, saturated, I guess, or the market was saturated. And so people just wanted like, okay, I like this type of game, I'm gonna make a good type of, I mean, a good game of this type. Or just, you know, kind of genuine, okay, this is, I want players to be in this scenario, I want to... And today it's like all the artsy-fartsy shit, walking sims and just really bizarre crap. In half of
There's
it.
Antroid.
Well, I mean,
After enjoying the walking sim.
Bizarre... Wait, which walking sim did I enjoy?
Eidolon.
Well, I mean, that is gameplay. Also, it was like one of the first before... Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Still though, you know, also there's this... I don't know how to call it. Some people probably would call it like postmodernism, which is a bit late for that, but you know, obsession with like every game is like a tribute to something else, but in a deconstructive parody sort of way, and everything's wacky, nothing takes itself seriously. I kind of want things people do to pretend to at least take themselves seriously again, or at least, you know, for people to genuinely go like, okay, I'm making this because I think this is cool, and not I'm making this because I figure this is gonna be, people are gonna laugh and think this is hilarious because this is like, you know, such an off-the-wall idea. Like recently in a Discord someone linked, not in ours of course, someone linked this like JRPG thing that was all about garbage, and you play these various garbage types, and like the whole world was like a big dump. And for a second, when I just read like the description that is generated when you post a link, I was kind of excited because I was imagining something genuine, like, you know, some sort of, I don't know, civilization emerging on a garbage dump planet, for example, or something like that. Now it was just literally you play as a trash bin, and their enemies are like trousers and other shit.
And what's the point?
The point is, I guess it's funny or something. I don't know. It's a JRPG that's like, oh,
it's not even like some green commentary or something.
No, it's just, hey, this wouldn't it be funny, guys, if we had the JRPG where we play as trash and everything else is trash as well.
Well, it's not funny when you have a JRPG, like right from the start.
Yeah. Of course, in the Discord I did make the arbitrary comment, okay, the visuals are total garbage. But beyond that, there was no value in that game. And you know, the sort of people that post in there, I notice they tend to just what? Did that to some? Let me wait for the elevator. So people tend to, maybe, I mean, it's probably a very specific audience. They are very fond of calling games charming and cute, and that kind of grinds my gears, because like I cannot imagine actually wanting to play a game because it's charming or cute. I want to play a game because it's interesting, or I don't know, looks fun at least. Well, Champion, I mostly, you know, I like Mario games and Mother games, which are JRPGs technically. I've tried more normal JRPGs, but I have been finding them a bit too linear. Holy shit, where did you guys come from? Of course.
Well, I guess I kinda like Pokemon. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still holding out that I will actually enjoy someday enjoying JRPG, but I will definitely play any modern ones with the 3D graphics and whatnot, because the anime like character designs are completely retarded looking most of the time, like over designed to hell and back. And of course I cannot take it seriously when there's anime style characters for some reason, I don't know, bias. And the old ones, there's maybe some like nostalgic anime vibes, even though I have not watched any anime or like, well, I mean, I've watched some animes, but like I don't have a attachment. I can still feel from the memories of reading about games with anime style in them. That's like a Super Nintendo anime style game is okay by me. I couldn't care less about the Final Fantasy VII remake. I'm looking forward to retirement where I can play my SNES Mini and play all the SNES JRPGs that is like a million of, instead of anything new.
By the time you're ready to retire, they're gonna raise pensionный возраст even more.
Ah, damn it. Well, by retirement I mean like voluntary. When I've had enough work and I have enough money. Maybe I'm a major success on the internet and I'm just earning money without having to take up 8 hours, 10 hours of my day to do it.
Hazmati, were you the one that like suggested some Half-Life mod to me or something? Then I later googled it and I couldn't figure out what it was.
I'm afraid of going here where the arrow was pointing. Ah, fuck it, let's... Okay, let me also catch up with the chat a little bit. Okay, scrambled eggs can be overcooked. Well, I'll look it up, I guess. Okay, as Martin knows, Kroby... That guy? Kroby Cat? Erlwar, I think I said hello to Erlwar. In the second gaming apocalypse, I kind of agree. Naomi left, predictably enough. Well, I mean, yeah, obviously. I mean, JRPGs, it's not necessarily for them to have, not necessary for them to have a anime visual style and anime character designs and whatnot, because, you know, I just named some that I played that didn't, but...
Chain Gunner.
Fellow Chain Gunner, yes. But I also don't like the slightly linear, and by which I mean majorly linear formula that they have. Oh boy, I'm not sure about the situation. Maybe this will work. Because I like exploring in, you know, Might Magic style, having different places you can go, even if it's kind of gating you by the difficulty of the monsters and whatnot. Still, at least there's a slight feeling of, okay, I will try to deal with them from down here.
I just don't like combat and
Turn-based.
What's that, like random encounters and shit.
Ah, yes, understandable. I don't remember, I think none of the Mario games had actually random encounters, they were all visible, always visible on the map. And Mother only...
Yeah, that's why it was good.
Only Mother 1 had random encounters, and honestly Mother 1 was rough, but I liked it a lot. Okay, only one burn appears to have actually come here, well, that makes it easier for me, I guess, maybe.
I actually don't remember if I had the name of that mod written down somewhere. If I can find that piece of paper, I'll get back to you, Hazmat.
Also, Paranoia, I keep forgetting, because I'm pretty sure you've brought it up before, but I keep forgetting which one is that. Is that the Russian one, or am I mixing things up?
Well, I know a mod called Paranoia that is about the Russian army and like some zombie invasion.
For Half-Life. Wasn't that like half an hour short? By which I
No,
mean
it
half
wasn't
an hour
very
long.
short.
So I remember some good like Stalker style mod, Russian style, Soviet style, whatever, that I was excited about checking out, and then it turned out was like 5 minutes of gameplay in there. Okay, Kakademon apparently just doesn't want to engage, whatever. And yeah, I heard about Final... Actually, can you believe... I mean, I have not actually played 13 or most of the other Final Fantasies. I've tried 4. That was the most I've played of any of them. And by tried, I mean I actually got a little bit in it, but not too far, I'm guessing. I did make my main dude, he did upgrade himself to like the Good Knight, not the Dark Knight that he started as. And then our like first town, first city got attacked, and I don't remember if I played beyond that part. But people on the same Discord that I always bring up, because it's like the only Discord that I'm in, actually some people make the argument that 13 is not any more linear than the others. Which I cannot make a judgment on, not having played any of them, but it seems like it's just more obvious about it. Or something. But yeah, 4, I honestly, like, I was not...
Is 4 the one that starts with some, like, mechs? Some
No,
robots
that's 6.
rideable?
That's 6. AKA
Ah,
3.
okay.
4 is the one that's like... I forget if it's 2. I guess it must be 2 in the US. And it starts you on an airship after raiding some village, and you're like a Dark Knight, slightly questioning a little bit of consciousness in your... or conscious...
I remember I tried playing some Final Fantasy, and it was like completely generic, like fantasy world.
Might have been
and
4.
you had like a party, there was like red mage and white mage,
Oh
and
no, that
like
sounds
someone
like...
else, and
That sounds like NES. The Final Fantasy. I don't think... I'm pretty sure all the SNES and Beyond have named characters at least. But 4, I was like... I didn't find myself even remotely engaged in the story. I didn't like any of the characters. I didn't care about any of them. I was like, okay, here's this first starting town with a little bit of overworld around it where nothing of significance is. Then you go into the one place that like funnels you through some mountain range, and there's the story bit happens, and there's the second town with the second little bit of overworld around it where nothing happens and there's nothing to explore, and there's a dungeon in there. And now, bam, there's a third town, and third town, for some reason, every town is a country, which I kind of hate in RPGs in general. The third town is just, for some reason, everyone there is a martial artist. It's like the martial artist country town. And then there's like the freaking... The magic twins that come into your party, and I'm like, holy shit, I hate everything about this. I did like... The one part I liked about Final Fantasy IV was the dungeons. It's just like the atmosphere of the dungeons. It was really generic caves, but the music was cool, and just, you know, looking for those hidden passages in the walls was cool. I also completely hate whichever Mana game is on the SNES Classic. Was it Secret of Mana or Legend? Probably Secret. It's trash, in my opinion. It's like a beloved classic, but I could not like it any less, I think, even though I played a little bit into it. I tried, I gave it my best. Well, maybe my, like, second best. But holy shit, is it, like, unplayable for me. The shitty AI companions, the shitty camera, the retarded story, the horrible world. Like, in Secret of Mana, as soon as you, like, come out of the starting village or whatever, and there's, like, this random dude who operates a cannon, which is that game's fast travel system. I'm like, okay, this is wacky stupid shit. I don't want it. I don't want any part of this. I don't even like the cannon in Zelda Twilight Princess, and that's like my favorite Zelda. Okay, I kind of want to kill these fast because there's obviously blood over there. And I'm wearing my last suit. Well, there goes the last suit. But yeah, I don't know which JRPG to start with. I tried Chrono Trigger. I didn't like that as well because like it all has these completely uninteresting JRPG characters. It's like random dude doesn't talk, random woman, some animal, and shit like that. I don't like just the style, I guess. I would like if there was a JRPG that had a more generic fantasy, like Might Magic or Witcher style, without the Japanese anime bullshit in it. Okay, I have no idea what to actually do beyond this door, and I'm about to die. So that's nice.
Which Final Fantasy has that one white furry chick?
Oh, it's the ones beyond that, my understanding. It's like, I don't know, after 10, I think. I don't know anything about 11 and beyond, apart from 2 of them are MMORPGs, but that's it. Well, I mean, I've seen 15 in action a little bit, but... No, that's definitely not anyone from 9. I'm pretty sure Hippocat's talking about that, like, dark-skinned... Actually, can you repeat the description? Because I thought of her, but you might have said something completely different.
Like, I said white furry chick.
Okay, so there was actually a dark-skinned, like, bunny woman. Which is pretty much just like a dark-skinned human with bunny ears. And I thought of her. But the actual furry chick might be someone else, I don't know. Okay, we beat Insanity, which...
Freya, yeah.
Okay,
that's
so I was off. For some reason, when you said white furry chick, I was only thinking about what's her... That, like... Yeah. And they brought that race to Final Fantasy XIV recently, as I remember. Okay, so this is what I wanted E3 M7 to be, looks like. Yes, this is the Limbo inspired level. And as Limbo is my favorite Doom level. Once again, I have to apologize to the creators of this WOD if they ever come here and find these, that I'm not even talking about it. Insanity was frustrating to play, but you kind of expect that from episode 4. But it was even more schizophrenic than the rest of the levels around it, or in episode 3, so I appreciate it. It could be more insane. Or, you know, it could be more contrasted by virtue of the other levels being more normal, but it kind of worked. And I immediately... What was a Sanctuary? I don't know how this is a Sanctuary so far, but I definitely... These aesthetics are my jam. I really like the catacombs / green marble / no weird pandemonium cacophony of textures or outdoor areas or anything like that. I've been recommended Final Fantasy IX over and over again by people, and if I start with any of them that are not like the SNES ones, if I don't start by giving SNES games another chance, I'll probably start with Final Fantasy IX. Maybe then 7, I have them all on Steam, I'm pretty sure. People in that Discord are the biggest fans of 7, which is kind of funny. But, you know, gotta consider the popularity, the overall popularity of it. Also, I've heard that in 7 there's this big moment after Get Out of Midgard where there's a completely unexpectedly open world, and I'm all about that stuff. Apparently you can explore the open world quite a lot in 7, so that would be cool. But I also kinda... Still, I'm considering that thing that I mentioned before, where like... Just on the off chance that I ever actually stop doing nothing and start trying to make any of the games that I have ideas for, I kinda want to preserve myself, having pretty much no experience of traditional classic JRPGs and computer RPGs, and just make some sort of weird mishmash that just is built on my sensibilities that I have gotten completely out of. Like, you know how they say that the dude behind Dark Souls made the style of Dark Souls because he like read English fantasy and couldn't understand half of it because he didn't know English very well, and that's the feeling
That's pretty cool.
That's the feeling he kind of tried replicating in the Souls games. I kind of want to replicate like my complete confusion about RPG mechanics and just my half-baked ideas that I gathered from just reading about them. And I imagine that could lead to a more unique game, but if I follow with that, I might never get to play any of them because I might just never get around to making any games. So okay, yeah, Champion apparently is endorsing starting with 9. I don't think I will stream it, but I will definitely play it at some point. I think I might, unless I uninstalled it recently. There was a longest period where I actually had it installed on Steam, just in case. But you know, Doom Eternal's coming out, Cyberpunk's coming, I mean, not very soon, but still.
Cyberpunk is gonna get cancelled. It's sexist and racist.
I think most people are kind of seeing the ridiculousness of those smears about them, especially considering I didn't actually know prior to this. I kind of would like to thank the idiots who raised this stink about Cyberpunk, because I was not aware that the actual creator of the RPG system was closely working with CDPR, which is cool because, like, in Witcher, the Witcher author hated everything about everything and wasn't working with them. And it's cool to have them working closely with the author of the source material. And he seems really into it. Seems like a cool dude from the interviews I've seen. So now I'm super looking forward to the game, even more than I was before. Before I was like, okay, it seems cool, I will probably play it. Now I'm like, hell yeah, I will definitely play this. So it's the Streisand effect in full force. Also, yeah, Hazmati, I've heard about some of those things, but I've watched like people describing all the... though I guess it might have been Bloodborne. There might have been only Bloodborne that I watched that video about. Not Dark Souls particular. But what the f... I guess they must be down there. Well, shit, this kind of sucks. But in Bloodborne there is not that much. And doesn't change too dramatic elements. I mean, elements that are too dramatic. The most, actually, in Zelda Breath of the Wild, there was some Ganondorf related line that got completely reversed in meaning from its Japanese meaning. I don't actually remember. It was something about him either just growing tired of reincarnating every time, and in one of the versions he is said to be tired of reincarnating over and over, and so he's just like his spirit of hatred in pure form instead of some sort of physical body. And the other version was kind of the opposite of it, but I can't actually remember how you would have the opposite of being tired of reincarnating, like being super eager to reincarnate again or some shit. I don't know. So I don't remember that too well, but that's kind of annoying that it was done like that. We'll see if everyone's reading of the trailer for Breath of the Wild 2 is correct. Ganondorf appears to be in it. Dehydrated, but still intact. So, might have some juicy lore. Though I will always stick to my guns about thinking of Zelda games as legends being told and passed down. So, none of them are accurate, none of them are literal depictions of events. And some of them might be completely made up. And that's why there's like conflicting ideas about the parallel Dark World, in the Twilight World, whichever bullshit was in Skyward Sword. Also, it allows me to completely decanonize Skyward Sword and say just like, okay, people just made up the origin myth for Ganondorf and made him out to be like a rebirth of some demon asshole instead of just a dude who got gifted the Triforce of Power. And I actually kind of like it, seeing it from that perspective, but not from like, this is canon because it was in the game. And I kind of hate Nintendo for releasing Hyrule Historia and just copying the fan theories about the split timeline and all that shit, because those fucking suck. But I've talked about this in way back in Ocarina, so I couldn't be repeating myself. Also, there's this fun stuff. I mean, since we're talking about outrage and about Nintendo products, has any of you seen the like minor outrage about that one Japanese artist who drew a dark-skinned Pokemon trainer character with in like pastel colors, which A couple people interpret it as whitewashing because everything was lighter in the picture, and they're like at him or whatever. I don't actually know who the artist was. And then a bunch of Japanese people started drawing that character just plain, just completely white, without even like any, just, you know, I don't want to say excuse, but explanation about like, okay, this is just in a very bright light or pastel, just straight up completely white skinned person instead, just to piss people off. And it's hilarious. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to drop down here, but let's see. SSDs. Did I say that I was willing to talk? I'm pretty sure I just know that I have one, but I don't remember which. I guess... Shit, we deduced it last time. But one of my disks was an SSD, one wasn't. And which one of them was the one with the operating system on it, and which one was the larger one for the other files. But there's nothing to talk about. I don't know my hardware specs that well. I know that my processor is for once not Intel. I think it's like AMD Ryzen or whatever. And my graphics card is some sort of 1070 T or whatever shit it is. But beyond that, you won't find me talking about hardware with any knowledge. I've so far perfectly avoided... Also, where the hell am I even supposed to go at this point? So far I've been managing to perfectly... Oh, here, I haven't gone here. I've been managing to almost perfectly avoid having actually to figure out hardware when building my PCs, or to build my PCs. Because it used to be my former classmate, now it's Sipicat that... Actually, it was only once, Sipicat. I think it was only once, right? When you helped me build the PC, it was the newest one.
When did I even help you with that? Because I don't remember.
It was... Well, I mean,
I
a couple...
sure as heck don't know shit about hardware.
I think Ben from Horse Game helped me come up with the list of like hardware, and he just came over to help build the shit a couple of years back.
Well, yeah.
We had troubles having the monitors work.
Yeah, because we forgot to connect CPU power.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And the monitor is weird still. I have half a mind to buy 2 new monitors instead of this really old CRT one that barely works and this one that kind of glitches out. Sometimes it just won't turn on unless I unplug and plug the cables a couple times. And one of the speakers is just out. So if I try to just, you know, be casual and listen to something through the monitor speakers, which I used to do more. What the okay. I can't really do a lot of the music I have because apparently a lot of it relies on separate channels for audio, which I... Like, okay, dude. I wish there was support. I've read about it previously when my headphones were dying multiple times. And apparently... Okay, I have a red key also. Apparently it's somehow, for some dumb reason, just impossible to have both audio channels be playing in like one of them, to combine them into one. Just have both channels be playing into like the right ear or something, for example. Which I would appreciate a lot sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna spend this investigating the blood pool. SSD, okay, so I need to... Fuck off, Spectre, holy shit. I need to remember which one is the SSD. The SSD is the one that just kind of dies unexpectedly, but doesn't show any signs of slowly dying, right?
I suppose?
And also is quicker. I think that's the one that is like 100 gigs or 50 gigs for the operating system. And like combined, I think I have 500 gigabytes right now space. So the operating system SSD is like either 50 or 100. And there's barely anything else in there. Because the operating system is just getting more and more bloated with time. Eee! But yeah, that's the rub. Okay, I'm escaping this fresh hell. Fuck every last one of you. Also, hopefully the cacos won't figure out how to get here. But yeah, I'm paranoid about my hard drives failing so I don't put any of the files that actually value even the least bit on a hard drive that apparently, according to some people, is capable of just stopping working entirely, like just completely, not just bits and pieces of it slowly, but just the entire thing just dies at once after some limit of reads and writes has been reached. I didn't even go through the red door, I'm pretty sure. I feel like I came like from behind the red door instead. Oh well. Wow, that guy just went back and forth there for a second. Okay, I don't want to deal with any of this crap. Wow, I keep running out of good ammo. That's kind of rare. Appreciate it. Well, Hazamati, I mean, I guess technically I could, but everything that I value even a little bit is on the hard drive. That's like the old-fashioned one that, you know, one file breaks, or one part of it breaks, and you know, okay, I better start backing everything up, transferring. And some stuff is on Google Drive, and even though I kind of want Google to be broken up and die, I still keep some stuff on Google Drive. Okay, where are the doors? All the doors are in the main chamber. I kind of remember the layout, but I'm constantly looking for like health and shit. There was a color door here. Excuse me, a door of color. Okay, that's a new one here. And I'm pretty sure this wasn't blue either. Okay. This is the one that I came back through. I guess the blue door must be behind the red one in this case. External. I mean, there's many things that I could probably get that are better than my current ones. I could get a good second monitor. I could get some sort of speaker system, because I get really tired of wearing headphones. For some reason at work I have no problem with that, but at home after a stream, for example, my ears start hurting a little bit over time. Maybe these headphones are just worse, but I would like to be able to listen to non-gimped versions of music and whatnot, and to make it louder, because the monitor is super quiet at best. I mean, it's most of the time it's not, but some, like, you know, some YouTube videos are really quiet and I can't hear anything, and I have to actually put on headphones for them. I probably shouldn't buy a mouse. This one works. This one has the weird shit. Maybe I should just, like, you know, I don't think you can take it apart and clean it, but I don't know. Like the wheel, when you press the wheel, it keeps registering like 2 or 3 presses at once, and it's kind of annoying, but it's no big deal. Maybe I could quietly and sneakily exchange it with the work mouse that works better. And at work I don't really use the wheel as much, because at home I love to just like lazily browse a web page and I click the wheel and I like scroll down gradually and stuff like that. I guess an external HDD. I have been running out of space again, even with my... I guess 500 gigs isn't that much anymore. But I guess if I was to buy anything, it would be probably like a monitor and an external whatever hard drive. HDD, yeah. Use fuck, you say. Well, if it's use fuck especially, that sounds like a high praise. But yeah, I'll probably get one at some point. The closest purchase I will be making is a Wi-Fi router, and I've decided against actually purchasing it from my internet provider, as I kind of bothered Hippocat about previously with the link that they had, and I decided I will just visit the Nix hardware store that is close to my place of work, and I just will ask the person there, because I've been buying a lot of stuff from Nix over the years.
Yeah, they are alright.
And I'll just ask the person who usually sitting there bored, because everyone just, you know, places orders, and just if someone comes, they tend to come to like get an order that already is packed for them. I don't know, a couple times I guess I did come when people were talking to them, but you know, they seem bored, and I wouldn't say eager to help, but mildly not unwelcome with some interaction with people, as you say, that way. and I will just tell them, okay, I need a Wi-Fi router that does nothing except give me the ability to still have my cable internet, but also like short-range Wi-Fi for my Nintendo Switch, and nothing else. I need nothing else. And also some sort of easy way to set it up, because, you know, I was looking up actual routers on the site, on the catalogs, and one of them, one slightly more expensive one than the cheapest one, had like the interface, web interface or whatever, and I read
All
up.
of them have web interface.
But the very cheapest one that I looked up, it just didn't even have the field for interface in the description. So I was like, okay, this one you cannot control at all. What? It only had a reset button, didn't even have like a power button. So I was like, maybe this one seems
Mine
like...
doesn't have a power button.
Okay,
It's
okay.
normal.
Yeah, okay. So maybe I'll buy just the one that is like 700 rubles. The cheapest one possible. Okay, so this level, meantime, this level was really cool. I really liked it. I like the not over the top but enough damaging floor. I like the consistent aesthetic. More levels should have been like this one, in my opinion, the last one. This WOD has suffered, in my opinion, from all levels. I've described it previously, but I will reiterate, just in case. A lot of these levels are just a mishmash of the same elements that are taken from different parts of the main game and kind of evenly spread across the WOD. Some levels stand out, but most of them are kind of like, okay, this is a sausage made out of 5 cats and 5 dogs and 5 rats. Next level is also a sausage made out of 5 cats, maybe 4 dogs in that case, and like 6 rats, but still pretty much the same. But that level, the Sanctuary level, was... I don't know, I can't actually... I'm not a very good meat appreciator, so I can't say like it's the actual loaf of meat that you like, because I don't like them. I actually like sausage, but, you know, maybe I would compare it to a vegetable because it was all green. Okay, I'm losing my suit. Need to find the lift quick. I really said that way later than I actually found the lift, way after it was relevant, but whatever, man. This almost looks like a Plutonia level in a way. Which, I mean, Plutonia levels look like original Doom levels in many ways as well, so... But there was definitely a Plutonia level that looked really like this. And also looks like teleporter exit straight up in the view. But the Plutonia level was like, I think it had like some sort of reference to speed or quickness in the name or some shit like that. Now I'm trying to remember if I ever actually beat Plutonia. I'm pretty sure I at least played up until the final, like, map 29, but I don't remember if I beat map 29. I did beat Plutonia 2 and Plutonia, whatever, Resurrection Community Project, PRCP, whatever it was. It's kind of weird how my overall tastes in Doom maps never really shifted much, but I went from completely hating Back to Saturn Axis to liking them, and I went from being like, okay, TNT sucks, Plutonia all the way, to having like, okay, Plutonia is maybe not for me, but TNT is like bad but charming. Hi. But yeah, I will say, going back to this, what Sanctuary probably is gonna end up being one of the highlights of the entire experience for me. I know I talked about everything but this WOD during playing it, but, you know, there's only so much you can really say apart from when you are finished to go like, okay, my overall impression was such and such. What the... Okay, that raised some sort of bridge somewhere. Also, Hippocat, I think you were reading that fanfic called Guardian, right? About the Doomslayer.
Yeah.
So there is another, and in my opinion better, one about the Doomslayer, where he doesn't talk, and he gets like brought from petrification, brought back, and then demons away and whatnot. And I just read the latest chapter at work, and it was kind of funny because he was going through some sort of ravaged city. Well, not some, I know exactly which city it was, but you know, don't need to mention. And there was like a ruins of a pet store, and he found like a disembodied rabbit leg, and he just like got berserk and killed a bunch of demons with his bare hands out of rage. And I found that really amusing, even though it's kind of like a really tired joke about Daisy, the pet rabbit. But you know, now that I've accepted the possibility of Doomslayer being still the same Doom guy, maybe Daisy is canon. Not because of Quake Champions, but because, you know, multiverse could work. We discussed this before, so again, no.
Well, if it's good, just link it to me, I guess.
Yeah, I will. It's kind of slow updating though, and it's like 10 chapters so far.
And I don't know, like the more freaking stories I add to my tracking, like the less updates I see daily. Like, I don't know how it works.
Interesting. Well, a lot of mine are updating at least like 1 or 2 chapters daily. I get. There is this one that's Lovecraftian death goddess gets reincarnated as the, you know, the main character of the actual series, and that's pretty fun. Not like reincarnated, but gets, I don't know, uses her as a vessel, but also loses her memory, so it's like has to figure out why everyone's afraid of her and whatnot. So that was also had a new chapter today after a big delay. And it was really cool.
Saw some like Lovecraftian story.
I think it's called like
I don't think it's the one.
Life is something, and the thumbnail has the character with like the black tendrils coming from behind.
No, that's definitely not the one I've seen.
It might still be in the featured if you want to look it up right now. It's like, I don't remember, it's like Life is Magic or Life is Power, some shit like that. Not to be confused with a similarly named Zelda fanfic, which is like Power is Power or Power is Magic. I don't remember. It's all confusing. Well, yeah, exactly, Hazmati, but considering there are definitely multiple worlds that Hell has invaded, I mentioned this before, I am perfectly willing to accept multiple, only mildly different Earths, if it means Doomslayer actually has the full context of Doom Guy, and in addition to that... Oh shit.
Well, there's one called The Unique Properties of Dark Magic.
Okay, no, that's not the one that I know. I feel like I remember seeing that in features today or yesterday.
Yeah, it's in featured right now, which is why I'm asking.
Well, yeah, but
That's probably like real shit. I have a feeling.
I sleep. I don't know. Some of them, like, I have an internal filter for a combination of name, description, and title pick, which I cannot really describe, but it gets set off.
I know what you mean.
It gets set off when I think it's gonna be like a too overly serious attempt at some, like a lot of new world building, a lot of focus on OCs, and a lot of stuff that I just in general don't find interesting. I don't know if that's what you thought I meant, but that's what I mean. Yeah. Okay, this is Linear Doom. Well, Hazmati, I'm pretty sure soft reboots are a thing. And if they completely declaratively stated that it has no connection to the old ones, the debate would be dead by now, but people still have both opinions. And actually I've been seeing more and more people just definitively say that it is like the consensus is that it's like a continuation. Yeah, where did I save? Not like close. Well, not that far either. Yeah, the UAC and Earth and whatnot, they are different. I've brought that up as well when making my initial argument. That was a different one. But it's just too suspicious how a Doomslayer has Earth language, Earth-made armor with additional hell symbols on it and whatnot. But he has like human armor and technology and knowledge of the UAC in hell. Or at least some like brief understanding of... I feel like he knows what's gonna happen roughly, because he's like, okay, I'm tired of this shit. Like, UAC, you're fucking up again. That's like the initial attitude that I felt from him. And it's just way too convenient for the Doom 64 canonical ending. And again, this is not really an argument, but I want to bring up how in the Doom Eternal gameplay whatnot reveals panels at Bethesda's panel last year, They did have Doom 64 sprites as a references, not just Doom 2 sprites, when they were showing how enemies are now designed exactly as the old ones. So I'm pretty sure they are aware of Doom 64 and have it on hand for references. So I'm really not discounting the possibility that they are perfectly aware of the ending, because it's just too
I
convenient.
just realized something. Is it M-rated?
I have no idea. There might be for, you know, violence, because there's a lot of violence in it. Not really a lot of violence, but
I have that
filter.
filtered usually.
Well, be a
Well,
brave
might
boy,
not be.
disable it and see if like life is something shows up. If not, I mean, I will elementary, my dear Watson, I will just link it to you as well. There's also Fallout Girls, that's kind of interesting. I like that one. I'm trying to remember others. I actually don't remember them until the update. There's a series of the AQG, like, there's like 5 or 4 2-chapter stories about Trixie and Maud, which are kind of amazing. I think it's largely finished. Yeah, we'll see after this. It doesn't really have any relevance to Doom, or whichever this... Forgotten. These names don't seem to have a consistent theme. Insanity, Sanctuary, and then Forgot. I mean, maybe it's Sanctuary. It could be not in the sense of, you know, just a place where you're safe from things. So this could all be like Silent Hill-esque psychological names. Hello, Vin.
Hello.
But yeah, just to put a period on the Doom discussion, because I don't think there's anything new for any of us to say. I'm just gonna reiterate that I fully acknowledge that it needs to be like a different USA, different Earth, because I made those arguments myself as well. But I am more than ready to accept like parallel Earths, if it means they are all connected, because I'm just too big a fan of the idea that it's the same Doom guy having transformed or transitioned slowly from being his Doom 1, 2, and 64 self to being this like completely done with it dude, badass, just like, okay, nothing is new to me anymore type of dude who he is in Doom 4. And honestly, I like the context of that journey, that character development journey, instead of the character just being this inexplicable badass, which he is if you take Doom 4 by itself. Okay, I just realized where this is and why I completely fucked that up. But now I have to actually remember how to get back. I guess this might be going there. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think, unless anyone has new arguments, which honestly all the arguments that I know of is, you know, one, really a lot in common with the ending of Doom 64. And it fits very well in many aspects, fucking as a continuation. The other argument that I have myself dismissed is the Quake Champions argument that kind of has the rabbit foot artifact for Doom guy. I don't consider that particularly.
Life is magic, right?
Could be, yes. Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
must be it.
I think I found it. It is
Good.
indeed M-rated. Okay then.
Wow, I got eviscerated there. Well,
Just
apparently...
when I see tags gore, violence, death,
Yeah, I know what you
very
mean.
much disinclined to read it right away.
I know what you mean, but the two instances, the two big instances of gore, violence, death are... Oh, hey, I can fall between these and get the souls here, that's handy. I mean, it kinda does has mighty, it pretty much does, I don't know how does it not fit. But yeah, one instance of gore, violence, death gets like immediately retconned and cancelled, and the other one is in a flashback, and it's like this Innsmouth type situation. It's not like, okay, they're just invading and killing everyone, not that type of thing. Ah, dang it. Also, I didn't actually have to fall in there, looks like. Also no Vin, Hippocat's same Doom 64. I played it on my own before. But Hippocat has streams of Doom 64 and SNES Doom and probably something else. Bunch of Doom mods.
I streamed Doom 64X or whatever it was called.
Well, I mean, yeah, not the original on the emulator, obviously. I'm pretty sure with your monitor you wouldn't even be able to see anything in the original because, like, on the N64 it's hella dark. But yeah, I don't
think I had a different monitor back then.
Oh, could be as well. Okay, I am... Shit. I shouldn't fall down and I should just flee towards the doors. But yeah, to my understanding it perfectly fits with Doom 64 because you just... Okay, Doom guy decides to remain in hell and keep fighting demons in hell forever. And then in Doom 4, he has been fighting demons in hell forever, but they... Like, a bunch of other stuff happened and then they trapped him and entombed him. So, to my understanding it fits perfectly. Apart from, you know, being a parallel Earth with a parallel UAC and whatnot. But again, that's not such a concept that is unacceptable in fiction stories. I might not be the biggest fan, but it's pretty normal compared to hell. Where did it say that Doom guy was pulled to hell when he was in Argent Nur? Also, if that is in like some demon codex, that might be when he emerged, when like hell was invading Argent Nur during Doom guy's stay in hell. He emerged there to try to help them and prevent the thing, and that's where he might have met the Sentinels and all that shit. I don't remember who was from which world in Doom 4, but he might have been pulled back again, back in hell involuntarily after that. I'm willing to listen to solid arguments, but I will warn you right away. I am now biased against the idea of disconnecting the games because I don't like Doom guy as a character just being changed to this like inexplicable Terminator badass. But if he has grown to be that from his Doom 1 to Origins, I can appreciate that. Well, I mean, why wouldn't he be able to end up in Argent Nur if he stayed in hell? Like, he keeps going back and forth a lot. And if hell was invading Argent Nur, surely there was some fucking portal there. I mean, he escaped hell to get to Earth between Doom 1 and 2. Why couldn't he go to Argent Nur during the invasion? I will confess, I really don't remember all the details from the lore in like the pedestals you get in Doom 4, but I'm pretty sure there was no super concrete stuff on his origins. Otherwise, people wouldn't have other opinions at this point if it was like super canon that he was a new dude. Because those people that speculate on that, at least some of them have a better understanding of the written parts of Doom 4 than I have memory of it. But I'm pretty sure, like, my current understanding is that, you know, he stayed in hell. At some point afterwards, hell started invading Argent Nur, and that's where all the like shit that is described in Doom 4 happened with Doom guy, where he like met some people, a demon helped enhance his armor. Maybe the demon helped enhance his armor before Argent Nur, who knows. I will reread the Doom 4 stuff at some point. I keep meaning to, but I keep having other things to do when I'm not streaming. Well, yeah, Hazmati, that will definitely put an end to the uncertainty, but I don't remember Doom 4 having definitive answers to that. Because, you know, the earliest records that Demonkind have of Doom guy that you have accessed in Doom 4 being about Argent Nur doesn't mean that he's native of Argent Nur. It just means that that's when some of the most recent and relevant shit started happening. But I think he was originally described as like this force of nature almost that just kept roaming through hell and killing everyone. Of course, from my limited remembrance, it could be perceived as having happened after Argent and Ur, but you know, again, I will need to reread the solid texts. Also, this makes me, this level in here, this part at least, again makes me think of V4 and 2, which I don't think had a, what do I want to call it, like tribute or whatnot, reference in this episode so far, though it might have. Also, another level of episode 4 might have had this general aesthetic to it. But yeah, for now I definitely prefer Doom Guy being originally coming from an alternate Earth to Doom Guy being just some guy from Argent and Ur who is inexplicably like this god of demon killing. Okay, I just killed a spectre that I think was below because of my infinitely tall explosions, so that's cool. Okay, the cacodemons, I'm sick of them, I'll be honest. Really getting sick of the cacodemons. Oh boy, well, the ones that are inside here at least I have reason to murder them. Okay, I'm actually kind of super safe in here. Well, yeah, Eternal might clean it up a little bit, because, you know, you can see Doom Guy's face through the helmet, even in the trailers for Eternal. And they promised a visit to the Sentinel homeworld. I really should figure out from the Doom 4 lores, like the Sentinels, which I think are like the Techno Knights you see the ghosts of by the end of Doom 4, and the Wraiths. I'm pretty sure those are not demons, but where are they from? Are they from the same world as the Sentinels? Are they all from Argent and Ur? I need to remind myself of all of that stuff. Because if Argent and Ur is where all that shit came from, why didn't the guy at E3 say he will visit Argent and Ur or Dunur or whatever, instead of you'll get to visit the Sentinel homeworld? Maybe the Sentinels were some sort of like crusaders against hell that came from elsewhere. Doom Guy just joined them. Hi! I don't know if I wanted to be there. Door. I would appreciate if that door closed. Oh well. But yeah, I'm excited about the new lore in Doom Eternal, no matter how absurd it sounds. Really excited about the heaven aspect of it and all like the other realms, and possibly other champions, because there's that guy who they even coyly during the last E3 presentations is like, don't you think this guy looks kind of like Doom Guy? Kind of like Doomslayer? His armor looks a bit familiar. I think it was the guy with like the Crucible style axe that they said that about. Also, wait, wasn't that... yeah, that's the exit. Maybe this level is the one with the secret exit in it. Unless this red door leads to lowering that, which it might, now that I look at it. I might have missed the secret level in this episode. Did I? I don't remember going there, at the very least. Oh well. Looks like we built ourselves a path. Wow. Wow. Fuck you too. Wow, holy shit. Well, this reminds me of like Marble Madness for some reason. You guys can walk down here. I will just jump across behind all of you. The one, I mean, maybe I kind of don't like his like shoulder cannon, arm blades, all that shit. Arm blades contribute to cool finishing moves, but they look real bulky and thick, not like actual blades from the footage I saw. And I'm still struggling to get over the physics bullshit with the meat hook. I don't know if I'll ever get over that. It might ruin the game for me, legit. You really should, you know, when you meat hook to like weak enemies, really should, instead of pulling you to them, should do the scorpion instead, in my opinion. Okay, part of me kind of wants to enable limitedly tall actors and just run on their heads. But part of me says I probably don't need all these shells. I can kill a couple of them and then run past the last one. Let's hope I am shooting the same one this whole time. Also, well, the next level is actually going to be the last one of this WOD, so... Well, I mean, discounting the secret ones, but I guess we're not getting to them. When I'm done with my... I mean, I'm not done with my parallel by myself playthrough of this WOD, but if I discover the secret exits that I missed in that playthrough, I might save before the secret levels and do an additional stream of Lunar Catastrophe sometime later with the secret levels, but I will not promise anything. Okay, also at this point, fuck off. At this point, what was I saying? No, at this point wasn't. God damn it! Now I didn't save before jumping for it. How many do I have to kill? Let's look. Well, one might be honestly enough. Well, yeah, I actually first I wasn't 100% behind some of the monster designs in Eternal, because it was just like thoughtlessly. It's like, okay, they tried to be original, had some sort of vision, even though it produced some kind of shitty monsters like the Cyber Demon in Doom 4, but then they were like, okay, let's go with the safe route and just remake everything from the original Dooms. And I was not 100% behind that idea, that approach, but in the latest like story trailer, there is that period, that like collection of cuts in their fucking Barons, which show, I think, a zombie, some kind of flying dude with a whip, and then the carcass dude, finisher, the guy who was like a mini Strog enemy, and maybe someone else, and they all have this like, I guess I've already mentioned this, like this human normal flesh skin appearance, which kind of fits with the Mancubus and the zombies and whatnot from Doom 2, in my opinion, so that's cool. I wish they slightly remodeled the pinkies though. Pinkies suck. I wish they made them fully fleshy. That would, one, remove the shitty ass armor front gimmick, and two, make them look better. Honestly though, from Doom 4, my favorite designs were the zombies and the summoner. And I guess, I mean, the Doom 3 Hell Knights were cool, but they were not original. The imps are kind of alright, I guess. But the zombies and the summoner were definitely my favorites, because they seem to be the most like original. And oh hey, Ascension also looks like Sanctuary a little bit. Cool. Those look the most like twisted hellish, instead of just the weird like World of Warcraft demons that I kind of hate, in the form of a lot of the rest of them. Also, I just realized this is probably going to be a full level, but you know, we have nearly 50 minutes for it, so cool. The Cyber Demon is kind of slightly wonky, but I might change some aspects of him. Also brought it up before. Yeah, the WoW demons are just like, it's like the new heroes of, like the UB Heroes of Might Magic demons as well. They're just cartoony fantasy style, is not my jam whatsoever. And the Cyber Demon and the Pinkies in Doom 4 definitely were a bit close to that, closer than they should have been. I don't remember the Guardians or whichever the hell the like two Dark Souls retarded dudes were with the worms and the armor. I just remember their walking animations were really, really dumb. Like jumping on one leg with a giant club in a hand, dumb. I did like the boss fight itself though. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping the Cyber Demon is now a regular enemy in Eternal as well. I also cannot wait for... well, pretty much everything. There's the Doggo. There is the not Doom guy with the axe. There is that tank motherfucker who they only showed like a render of. And it's like the arch enemy of Doom guy. Or was that not the Doom? I don't remember if they called the axe dude the arch enemy or the tank motherfucker. I don't know when, I couldn't tell you. Ever since Diablo 2, everything was shit. I mean, you know, StarCraft, I hear StarCraft was never that cartoony, but I've never really looked closely at StarCraft. And Warcraft 3 already was kind of like that, but that might have been just because, you know, they had to transition to 3D, but that was like the cheapest way they could do it, I don't know. I definitely like some of like early fantasy rendered styles that a lot of games have. Might and Magics, Diablo 2, a couple others, because they bring this like, for all the shittiness of the old 3D models, they do bring, maybe just through the lighting and whatnot, they bring the sensation of realness, kind of like Donkey Kong Country games as well. That, you know, I'm all for old and primitive graphics and filling the blanks of your imagination, but sometimes that also works. I don't know, it's weird. Like Might and Magic, really Hexen level, Doom level graphics, but realistic lighting on the sprites at least because they are rendered. If they were actually cartoony, I wouldn't like it. I think, because for example Heroes 3 pre-rendered sprites I like, Heroes 2 hand-drawn sprites I really don't like. Oh, did they go in full cartoonian too? Because I remember reading something about, like in StarCraft 2 at least it's not as horribly cartoony as Warcraft ended up being. But, you know, might just be differences in perception because I've never actually looked closely. StarCraft is like, okay, I have even less reasons to care about this than Warcraft. Oh shit, I didn't mean to pick this up, but whatever. Aha! I knew there would be a thingamajig here. I don't know why I actually felt the need to trigger it like that, so just following there. Maybe I thought there would be lava down there. Yeah, I guess that would make sense, Kazumati, as the reason why your two takes exist. That you think are polar opposites, but then you realize that it matters in relation to what you're measuring the style. Apropos of nothing, past couple days I've been playing an N64 emulator with the game Tonic Trouble, which is a really obscure Ubisoft game, kind of styled the same as Rayman 2. And I had a PC version as a kid, and for that reason I have a lot of nostalgia for it. And it's kind of weird how like short and shit that game actually is, but some parts of it are still fun. The flying is surprisingly fun, but I don't know if I would recommend that game to anyone. I would say it was back in the day, it was a good like kid game, because it's quirky, but kind of not really challenging for the most part. And there's some you know effort you have to put into like puzzle solving here and there, or just, you know, basic navigation, but nothing too difficult. It's wacky as hell, but not in an annoying way, so I don't know. Also unrelated to Doom, like it couldn't be farther from Doom, but you know. I also apparently have a PC version of Rayman 2 from GOG, so I don't know if I should start playing that on N64 or on PC. Because I have to wonder if the PC version is one of those old ports that like gimped most of it and is the inferior version, or if it has better controls and stuff. Donald Duck going Quackers. Is that the one that's like Crash Bandicoot? I know there's a Donald Duck game on the N64 that was a bit like Crash Bandicoot. I remember playing that one back in the day on the emulator, of course. And I actually kind of like that one as well. Also South Park 64 for the win. Okay, yeah, Vin, then I've played it. I like it. I have never well, I mean, I've tried Crash Bandicoot as well, and I didn't like that. But I've beat the entirety of that Donald Duck game, so maybe that tells something. I don't know, maybe just because it was based on a property that I actually kind of know and kind of appreciate, and I don't really like Crash Bandicoot in any way. Okay, no, I shouldn't pick up this box, but I could probably kill this dude and then pick it up. No, 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 no. Fuck! Okay, that was real bad play there. I hope I survive running across this little river of blood. Oh, well, it's never mind. Well, Hazmati, hopefully you'll manage to come back before this ends, because this is the last level. I guess if you type BRB, that probably means you left before I actually noticed that and said this, but whatever. I don't know, there are some people who type bye or be right back and then sit there and wait for confirmation. And some people who just type that and immediately leave. And I can't alternate. Maybe it's not the people, maybe it's like depending on the mood, on the urgency. Okay, I have no idea where I'm going at this point because there's like multiple sequential teleports there. Oh boy. Okay, well, specters as always are amazing and I love them. This says exit though, so I have to figure out what's the point of killing them or just engaging at all with the cyborgs. I will run around in case of pickups. Maybe shouldn't have picked up that armor, but oh well. It seems like this should be with the suit as well, reserved for fighting the cybers. Maybe killing them opens something that I need to go through. Where is all the bullets in this episode? Well, there is a box. Ask and ye shall receive, I guess. I have a feeling that the killing the cybers probably opens this in some fashion, so... Okay. Dude, you're not even contributing to society, fuck off. Then again, neither do I. Maybe I do, I don't know. Maybe capacity is... fuck. Is good for the world. 3D product imaging. Imaging. Stop doing that, asshole. How the bloody hell did I live through that? Kind of.
All of that kinda looks annoying as fuck.
Yeah, also this lava is the type of lava that gets through your suit sometimes, so that's fun. Oh boy, there's a spider demon somewhere in here as well. Well, let's deal with the specters then. I need to have this cyber just stay here. I also don't really want to be running around the lava because of the whole thing with it eating to the suit. Did I say? I don't know if I should have saved, but whatever. Fuck, I keep running off this. You know what's an obscure N64 game though? Hercules, Adventures of Hercules. I don't remember, something. Maybe Adventures of Hercules. Made by the same dudes that made...
Wasn't it also on PS1 or something?
Could have been, yes. Made by the same people.
I think it's a fairly popular game, actually.
Well, on N64, I think it has the reputation of being only slightly better than Superman 64 because it's made by the same people. I don't know. It does seem to have a very good reputation, and honestly, it's kind of shit. But it's really reminiscent of Ocarina of Time in just the visual style and whatnot. So I keep.
Must be a different game then.
I keep getting.
The one I'm thinking about was like a platformer side scroller.
No, that one
and
is.
Sprite looked really like Disney style from.
No, this is not the Disney one. That's based on the TV show. one that I'm talking about. The PlayStation 1 platformer with based on the Disney Hercules is pretty cool. I played it on like an arcade, not really arcade, but you know, the stuff where I have the PlayStation set up in some places, or at least that used to be happening here and there. Fuck off. No. Okay, how about I deal with the impies? Because they keep annoying me from up there, and I will deal with... I don't know if I care about the specters, but I feel like the cyber demon probably might be inconsequential. Last second. But yeah, the Adventures of Hercules, whatever game for N64 is kind of fucked, but also like very slightly fun. Also, it reminds me a lot of Deception Conquest Mode because it has like the really low fidelity graphics, third person, like random shitty quests from NPCs. Though the writing is kind of more humorous and just more, I know, competent, but that doesn't really say much. It's kind of amusing. There was like, fuck. Interactions with people and Hercules were, some of them were pretty funny. And he was just written as a fun character. I've not ever remember watching the show itself, so I can't tell how faithful it is. Why was I shooting it with the shotgun? Man, this is one hell of a spider mastermind fight. God damn. Maybe I can make the cyber demon angry with it. Come here. That'll make it all worth it. I mean, actually no, because I will still be not safe from the mastermind's attacks. Like so. Was there any health up there? Probably not. Oh no, there was. I guess I haven't been here this round. God damn it. Oh, welcome back, Hazmati. I think we're fighting the final spider mastermind here. The fight is kind of BS though. There's a teleporting cyber demon going down below. This is like 20 damage lava. The arena is horrible. This shit keeps covering the spider mastermind. And I have no cover though. I mean, I do actually know I have these shits for cover, but juggling all this with the cyber demon below and all that stuff is kind of bothersome. Oh hey, it is actually angry with the spider now. Okay, that's cool. This means it's forever out of my head. I can just finish it in the leg with the shotgun. There it goes. Let's see. Any chance for anything lowering? Yes, okay. Now, the final challenge. Oh no, there's shit in there. And the cyber is now going to be angry at me. Shit! I was going to say the final challenge is surviving the trip across the lava towards that lift. But now I actually have to manage those assholes that just appeared there. Maybe I can just use the plasma gun. Ugh. Get fucked, everyone! Okay. Whoo! You know, despite everything, both Spider Mastermind fights in this WOD are definitely much more competent usage of the Spider Mastermind's strengths and weaknesses. Basically, just like a giant fat turret and they really heavily relied on having the arena itself be like the main antagonist almost. And I guess the additional cyber demon. But yeah, mostly like it's okay. This you get shot from this point in the level, from this where this turret stands, and you have to shoot there for a while. So you have to stay safe and manage to spend time shooting in that general direction. And you know, the levels try to kill you and prevent you from doing that in the meantime. So that both of those were good. I don't remember E3 M8 if immediately went into the boss or if it had the level before it. And I already forgot how long this level was. I guess it was actually like properly long, right? Before the boss started. So, maybe not. I spent like 20 minutes on it, but still. Maybe if this just started with the boss fight. I guess you kind of are expected to save, so maybe it will be fine retrying over and over from the save before the boss fight itself. But yeah, for some reason I'm more comfortable when, you know, the level starts with the boss fight, because a boss fight is a type of thing where you will, if it's challenging and not like the original Doom boss fights, boss fight is a type of thing where you will be dying over and over again trying to overcome the one challenge. The one big challenge. That's what boss fights are to me, honestly. Like, most of the game or levels, whatever, leading to the boss fight is like attrition battle, where you make small mistakes and they add up, usually. Unless it's like a, you know, like a bottomless pit or something, but still. And then the boss fight is where you just, you know, slam your head against the wall for a while. That's how I always saw the structure of levels and bosses. And it kind of makes sense to pretty much always have a mandatory checkpoint before a boss. And it doesn't really work in Doom because, you know, it doesn't have built-in checkpoints. But that was definitely really cool as far as Spider Masterminds that I've seen go. Because, you know, not really played 1,000 Doom levels, and there might have been better Spider Masterminds here and there for all I know. Well, I mean, it would be really strange to assume that this is the best ever Spider Mastermind fight. But the two Spider Mastermind fights, this was definitely up there for me. Looks like the evil Spider Queen's bitch sister took over in lieu of her siblings' violent demise. No matter for you, she died screaming just like her predecessor. As you escape the visceral wreckage of this twisted place, you find yourself finally given a moment's respite. Gazing out into the smoke and fire-choked horizon, I feel like there should have been a dash there. Maybe? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there should have been a dash between fire and choke, but whatever. The sun sets over a war-torn earth. Clutching your shotgun, you set out for the nearest nearest herd of demons in desperate need of an ass-kicking. To be continued. Well, I hope you guys make Doom 2 redone in a Lunar Catastrophe style, because that would be real cool. This definitely, like, okay, I mentioned many times the issue of putting the whole Doom in the blender and then like squeezing the emerging paste evenly across the level slots, but it still captured the overall mood, and in some levels even like Sanctuary was definitely better than many Doom levels and most Doom Hell levels. Almost, yeah, I want to say it was better than Limbo, almost. I don't know, Limbo just has too many memories. But it felt a bit more fair and balanced in how it pressured you with the blood floors and whatnot. But yeah, if they made Doom 2 with the same approach, I would definitely play it. I would definitely be all for it. Can't get enough of them remakes of Doom 1 and Doom 2, I guess. I'm just boring like that. But yeah. So, this was a short stream, partly because Hippocat's soon leaving, partly because the WOD is over. I don't know, tomorrow we'll have Witcher, and next on the Doom agenda we have Jin, we have Dark Souls Doom. Probably after this I'm gonna jump into Dark Souls Doom, and then Jin. Oh, we also have Sigil, you know what? Maybe I should play Sigil first, just to be able to see the videos that keep getting recommended to me. Though, on that, well, you know, I'll decide, because, you know, the thematic variety also kind of matters. I don't want to jump from one. Hippocat, as someone who played Sigil, is it reminiscent of the classic Doom styles and vibes, or is it like a new experience?
Well, I'm really not the person to
Alright.
talk about it.
talk about the original vibes and styles, right? You mean?
Well, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really feel like a new school WoD.
Hmm. Well, I guess you
But
know what?
how much reminiscent of the old stuff it is, I don't really know.
I think I will put it between Dark Souls, Doom, and Jin, because at this point, you know, it's not fresh off the presses anymore, so it doesn't really matter if I get to it real quick. And I like to go back and forth on themes, so this was like sort of classic. Dark Souls, Doom presumably is less classic, and then Sigil, and then Jin to cap it off. So yeah, that's the overall plan. But yeah, for now, thank you for tuning in, Doom. I think I've expressed enough of my opinions of this WoD. If anyone cares about that, they should have gathered overall. And see you tomorrow in Witcher or whenever you decide to join Lunar Catastrophe. I'm making say, okay, that's really cool, Chain Gunner. Thank you for mentioning that. I'm gonna check the Doom World thread myself and see if there's anything in there, or, you know, just check by the authors and see if they have a new thread or something. But yeah, so yeah, okay. See you all next time. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now I just need to get my mouse cursor out here. Stop streaming. Okay, there we go.